Hello and welcome to a new video on AsgardCMS. Today we're going to see how to install AsgardCMS using Docker. AsgardCMS now uses Dockerize.me, which is a ready-to-use Docker configuration where you can use Docker on your any project you want. If you don't have Docker already, you will have to install it. Go to the docker.com website and scroll down until you see Docker for Developers. Here you can see to get the Community Edition. You can click Download, and you can see you can download Docker for Mac, for Windows, or other Linux distributions. For Mac, you can download it here and get started using Docker very quickly on your computer. To get started, you need to install the global Asgard installer with Composer. Once that's done, you can simply create new projects using this command. Let's do that. So let's create a new project. Let's call it Asgard Docker. This will create a new project and download the required vendor dependencies. Alright, the command just finished. We can see now that we have a new project here. Let's cd into it. Here we can now type the Docker command to run the Docker installation. First, let's open our project in PHP Storm. Here we can see we have a Docker Compose file which contains the Docker configuration. The important part for us is the MySQL configuration. This will be required for the install command. So we need to remember these values or changes if you need to have a different database name or username and password, for instance. We're going to leave with the default. As you can see here, we also have a Dcp Helper File. This is a file that contains a bunch of helper commands to use Docker quickly in AsgardCMS. This file might need the executable permission before you can use it. Let's do that. So we're going to chmod it with executable permission on DCP file. Now we can run DCP up, and as you can see here, that will run Composer, Docker Compose up. So this is going to create the containers for our application using this configuration in this file. Once that's done, we need to install AsgardCMS. So we need to install AsgardCMS in the Docker container. That means we need to run artisan inside Docker. Thankfully, DCP again has a helper command that runs artisan inside the Docker container. Let's call, not there. Let's call DCP artisan asgard install. So here we need to set up the database configuration. We're going to use MySQL. Here important is the database host. The database host is not this one or localhost. We need to use the name provided in the Docker Compose file. In our case, MySQL. Database port is default. Database name AsgardCMS. Username homestead and password secret. Next, we're back to the normal installation where we can enter our username, my email, and my password. This is now migrating all the migrations needed for AsgardCMS inside the container. We want to remove the composer.log file in the git in so we're going to enter yes here. Asgard is now ready to use. Let's go to our browser and go to localhost. We can see we are now on our freshly installed AsgardCMS installation. Let's go to our backend. We're going to log in using the credentials we set up during the install command. And we're ready to go. We are now fully running AsgardCMS installation with Docker. I hope this was helpful and see you next time.